Okay.
All right.
Back?
Yeah. Okay. So we'll do this last thing. We'll finish talking about the holes, and then we'll talk about Tupac.
Pretty much it for the holes. Just they're very strange. They're not uniform throughout the entire seabed. We just have very little information on how they work.
Okay. So
So next thing on the docket, the arrest that was made for the murder of Tupac Shakur. Uh, by the way, are you guys all aware who Tupac was?
No.
I'm pretty sure he was a rapper from back in the
Yeah,
day.
Tupac was a rapper. I believe he was signed under Death Row Records at the time of his death. He was in the same record company as Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, I believe Ice Cube, but he left, and Eazy-E, I believe, before his death due to AIDS.
I've heard of a couple of these.
Yeah, so if you watch the movie Straight Outta Compton, that's basically what that was.
Hmm.
Tupac Shakur was a very extremely talented rapper. He grew very popular pretty quickly. Um, he represented the West Coast type of rap style versus Biggie Smalls. No, not Biggie Smalls. Biggie. I'll just say Biggie. Biggie, who represented the East Coast, and at the time of his death, Biggie and Tupac were essentially beefing because they were each in gangs. He was murdered on the Las Vegas Strip in September 7th, 1996. So
Oh.
he has been dead for 27 years. But there's never been an arrest made. There's nobody dares snitch because snitching culture is very a big taboo in gang culture. And let's see, he was shot in the MGM Grand Hotel on the Las Vegas Strips and died 6 days later as a result of the shooting. The day after his death on September 14th, 1996, CNN had reported that Shakur was the target of a Las Vegas shooting. CNN's Jim Hill at times said details around the incident were sketchy, as Shakur's entourage were not forthcoming as witnesses. It was reported that Shakur's death occurred after his right lung was removed before investigators could talk with him, thus hindering the investigation. So basically, he was still alive after being shot before he was silenced, so that you know the cultural response was electric. It resulted in a rash of soul searching and teeth gnashing over violence in rap culture.
It's been a
I
while,
believe
huh? Holy moly.
it's been a while. Biggie and Tupac were both icons for the East and West Coast uh, respectively, and both were shot and killed around the same time.
Oh shit.
Uh, Notorious B.I.G. I'm sorry. So that was his full name. Biggie was a different name.
Okay, okay. I know who Notorious B.I.G. is. Yeah, I've
Yeah,
also heard of
Notorious
him.
B.I.G. Apologies. He was murdered or he died on March 9th, 1997. And a day later, an article analyzing the conflict between East and West Coast rappers at the time was released. They detailed previous clashes and similarities between Shakur and B.I.G. before both of their deaths.
Fucking
It
hell,
also
bro.
addressed the climate of the time and how little was known about hip hop culture, with B.I.G. calling it a one time thug to some and icon to others, as well as the focus on their criminal records.
Hmm.
However, as of September 29th, 2023, uh, Las Vegas police, Las Vegas Metropolitan Police have arrested Dwayne Keefe D. Davis in relation to Tupac's murder. Um, they believe that he is the shot caller who organized a plan to kill Tupac Shakur at the time. And according to the lieutenant, he says, quote, I think the best way to characterize that is that Dwayne Davis is the shot caller for this group of individuals that committed this crime, and he orchestrated the plan that was carried out to commit it. Even if Davis was not the one that shot Shakur under
Yeah, he just
Nevada law,
told the
he could still be
people
charged
to
with
shoot
murder
it.
because if he would have been alive. hmm So, the reason that he was eventually brought into question, right, is because he had somewhat recently released an autobiography. David had admitted his role to the murder to police in 2009, but because it came part as a proffer agreement, which precluded any of the statements being used against him. He was not charged, according to a former police detective who investigated the case. I believe that was with federal police. Federally, he could not be charged, but that does not include the state charges.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Uh,
These kinds of
a
things
proffer
are
is an
all
agreement made
fucking
between a
mess.
prosecutor and a suspect in which the individual agrees to provide the government with potentially useful information regarding an investigation. However, the statements made can generally not be used as evidence against the person. But then he started to publicly boast about his involvement in the murder, and that led to law enforcement in Vegas taking another look at his claims, and ultimately, he's talked himself right into jail. So, likely, I believe he's also published
Fucking big loudmouth idiot.
something. I can't remember if it was like a post or it was a book. There has actually been a series of crimes where people will publish stuff that is like oddly suspicious in relation to this case and then ending up getting arrested for it. Recently, we've had a woman who was arrested for writing a book about grief for her son after she murdered her husband by drugging him.
Okay.
So, yeah, people really cannot stop self snitching.
Why you wait for statute of limitations to expire?
You literally could have just written this autobiography and had it written with a lawyer that said this book will not be published until after my death. But people want notoriety for doing stupid shit like throwing away their lives and the lives of others. And it's frustrating. Dwayne Davis is the only living suspect related to the investigation of rapper Tupac Shakur's murder. All the other three suspects are deceased.
Well, I hope he ends up in jail for the rest of his goddamn life. Stupid piece of shit. I'll never
There is no reason. If you ever feel like there is a reason to take somebody's life, you better make sure that it's, I don't know, the reasons have to be justifiable, sane, and not made out of pure emotion. You know what I mean?
Yep. Or intention for money.
There are very few of those.
There are very few.
Yep. Speaking of, sorry, Mina, finish.
No, it's just you shouldn't be killing people for notoriety. You shouldn't be killing people for money. You shouldn't be killing them to get revenge. You shouldn't be. No, there's just very
Hot
few
take,
excuses to take someone's
murder
life.
is cringe.
Yes.
Murder is cringe. It just
Unless
means
it's
you
in
can't
Among
regulate
Us.
your emotions.
Unless it's in Among Us.
Then it's funny.
Murder is cringe because it means you can't regulate your emotions and you're actually just a big, huge, fucking dumb baby. And that's my stance on it.
Yeah, completely fair enough. That makes total sense. Speaking of jealousy and fucking again from Twitter. Oh my god. Boy, do I like just scrolling through Twitter. It seems like someone. I'm not gonna say the person. Okay. Before that, context. Have you all seen Alfara's last video where he went to Japan and spent a lot of money on items? On Japanese items.
Who?
Kind of cut out.
Alfarad. Funny internet man.
I saw.
Yeah.
I think I saw somebody.
Some
get arrested
YouTuber
in
did a
Japan.
thing, okay. I assume he's a YouTuber?
Yes. He
Yes.
Alright.
Have you not
A
heard of
YouTuber did a
Alfarad?
thing, okay.
I mean, I'm asking you.
Oh
have you
no,
not
wait,
heard of
yes,
Alfarad?
yes, I have. They were in that one Jane
That one Jane animation video.
Animations
Oh my
video.
god. Oh my god, Jacob Alfarad. So he went to Japan not that long ago. He was invited by the Pokemon company themselves to go visit Worlds. And he decided to stay 2 extra weeks in Japan after the trip. To enjoy vacation. Because as a big-time YouTuber, he has not taken a break basically since he started YouTube. So taking this break for him has made him realize how much people are important for him. And in the video, after buying like hundreds of thousands of dollars, like a boatload of yen, like think like 5,000, maybe $6,000 in merchandise. The end video is just like people like he knows, like other YouTubers and editors and people he knows, opening boxes of gifts from him because he just sent a buttload of people gifts. This random person on Twitter was like, "Oh, boo-hoo, big YouTuber wastes money on shit. Look at me, I'm so rich, I spend money on so much." And according to some other YouTubers, is like, this person who was saying that got paid to go to university and got a free gaming laptop PC because he asked for it. And then you see like reaction from other people who even got gifts from Afra. It's like Afra is like the kindest person in the world. Well, you know what I mean? Exaggeration, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But like he is a very kind person. He's a very hard worker. You should not be saying this kind of shit. And it's like
People being assholes on main on Twitter. Who would have thought?
It's just sad. Like I saw the video, and when I saw the video, I was like, "Oh, haha, funny Alpharad buying a lot of shit." And then he's like, then he just goes on a tangent on like how stressful YouTube has been for for the time he's been on YouTube, and how lucky he is to have this as a job and have so many friends to hang out with and all that. And then you see like the end, like and I was like, "Oh my god, that is such a sweet gesture." Deep inside, I was like, if I had the qualities he has, I would definitely do the same. Because sometimes I feel like I don't deserve the friends that I have, but that's besides the point. But yeah, that is it is hell in itself. Yeah. Oh yeah. Have we talked about this? Have we talked about how people with money that gave the money for Elon Musk to buy Twitter are considering making him not have Twitter anymore?
Gee, what was the first clue?
Well-
Gee, I wonder what will happen.
I wonder.
Elon Musk, kill it before this happens.
Basically, it's gonna
Drive
happen.
it into the ground harder and faster. I want to be able to hear that Stuka dive siren because you're diving into the dirt so fast.
Israel Death
Hollywood,
Toll
for some reason,
rises.
puts on every single clip of any plane going in a downward direction.
Downward spiral. Downward spiral.
Let's take a look. So the death toll in Hamas and Israel rise because there's another airstrike just now.
Oh boy.
And on TikTok, there is a man who has purposely infected himself with tapeworms
Why?
Why?
for views. Obviously, I have no fucking
Views,
clue. I just found the most critical video.
You know what? No further explanation needed. Reviews.
Just
Yeah.
reviews.
I will put this. We will talk about this more if there's any future updates. I'll put it in the idea box. It's the most critical video,
Ah,
but
of
we'll
course.
see what happens.
Uh,
Oh my god, I can't wait to talk about this next week.
I don't really want
Anything
to talk
I
about
gotta
it.
go
for
make-
Anyway,
I gotta make some.
so before we
Next
end,
time.
anyone want to rate anyone in particular?
Yes.
Who?
Hippie Sec.
I hope
His
you have the
partner is not
3,000 points. I'm joking, I'm
Bruh.
joking. Alright, I might need you to put the name of the Twitch channel.
Okay, I will type it in general.
I was thinking in the Twitch chat, but that also works.
Oh, hold on, I gotta pull it up then.
Also, by the way, before we finish, guys, the link that I sent, the last link I sent in general, you should totally listen to that song because it generally sounds pretty good.
I see.
And it's animated too,
I heard-
so
Yeah, I've heard the original already. The one by Kai Yuki,
yeah.
the Vocaloid.
I also heard the original one, but I was like, it's just funny Neko voice that like fits really well for this song for no reason.
It's just the Baranya just works.
But in you.
If
But
you
in
do
you.
the thing and you don't fuck it up, it just works.
Yeah.
John Tron.
AI's whack.
I
I
really
don't think
like.
the funniest thing though for freaking the JonTron flex tape is in the sequel he actually got like freaking the flex tape crew to help him with it.
Yeah, he got Phil Swift on the video. It was great.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Didn't
Yeah.
Phil Swift also attend his wedding?
The fuck?
What?
Yeah, Phil Swift attended John Tron's wedding. I think.
What?
Okay, we are going to leave that for the Roomba of Thought cliffhanger.
Yeah, that has to be set for next week.
Next Sunday, we will talk about if Phil Swift was really in John Tron's wedding. For now, we're gonna go
Also-
say hi to Hippie Sec.
Before we go, unless I'm mistaken, we don't have EMD&D this week, and next week's maybe, because I'm questionable on whether or not I'll be able to make next week.
We'll have to see.
So, next-
I'm also kind of questionable on if I'll be able to make next week's Roomba. That's also a question for me. I don't know if I'll be able to make it next week.
Gotcha.
Send in the
Depends on
project,
when my
the
flight is.
topics, and I will send in topics, and I'll do the research. So yeah,
Oh
no
no,
PMD
I'm
this
gonna have
week.
to make Mina do research.
Okay.
And,
Don't give me this power.
Ah! Okay, so no
Do-
PMD this week.
Next week we're either doing PMD&D if Meep is here, if not we are playing Stardew Valley.
Yeah. And next week, usually the same. Maybe on Wednesday, it will be Among Us instead of Nakapara. See ya! Bye-bye!